Hi, and welcome back to the Consultant Counselor series where I answer parenting related questions so that you can be present and at ease with your child and live life mindfully. Today's question is, how can I get my middle schooler to understand budgeting and the cost of holidays? I resonate with this question so very much as my own fifth grader has been sharing all of the facts about all types of iPhones as if I didn't have an iPad Nano and all the iPhones since they've come out. And it's gone so far that I've just wanted to scream, Santa's budget does not include iPhones. So teaching middle schoolers about budgeting and the cost of the holidays is a valuable life skill, but also challenging skill to teach because they're naturally egocentric. They focus on their own wants and on their own needs without fully grasping the cost or the effort behind things and how they happen. And they're not like this on purpose because they want to be challenging. Well, at least not most of the time, anyway. But they're just learning how to see a bigger picture and developing empathy for others' perspectives. So, I have 5 tips for you. And the first tip is to help them understand with perspective. Middle schoolers are at an age where they can begin to understand that money isn't infinite and that everything costs something. This, of course, can be a bigger conversation, and I encourage it to be a bigger conversation even outside of the holidays so that it can have a stronger impact by next holiday season. You can start by explaining the basics of budgeting, how much money you have to work with, and how it's divided into needs, wants, and the importance of savings, and how the holidays can stretch that balance. Use simple language like, we have a set amount of money for gifts, decorations, and food. Let's figure out how to make it work. The second tip is to make them part of the process. Get your family involved in creating a holiday budget. So, for example, if they're excited about buying gifts for family members, give them a small budget to work with and help them plan on how they're going to spend it. Let them compare prices and prioritize what they want to do with that money. It makes the concept tangible and sticky for them, and it gives them a sense of ownership. The third tip is to explain trade offs. Middle schoolers love autonomy. So frame budgeting as making their own choices. Discuss trade offs like, if we spend more money on holiday decorations, then we'll have to spend less money on something else. This helps them understand the concept of limited resources and prioritizing what's important. And while we're doing this, we don't have to be afraid of the fourth tip, using real numbers. We may each have different thoughts about this, depending on the way that we were raised and if money was a concept that was discussed with us when we were young. But I want you to think about it. Imagine how much your child would benefit from actually understanding the actual cost of living instead of figuring it all out on their own after they're out of the home. So go ahead and show them real receipts or go over holiday expenses with them. For example, review the cost of going out to dinner or the price of getting a tree and decorations. Seeing actual numbers makes the cost much more concrete, and I'm sure it'll surprise them a ton. And lastly, the fifth tip, encourage earning. If your child has an allowance or earns money through doing chores or even birthday money, use this as an opportunity to teach them how money is earned and then how it is spent. If they want to give gifts themselves, they can then budget from their own money, or you may want to teach them how to brainstorm thoughtful, non monetary gifts like handmade cards or thoughtful acts of service. And a bonus tip for you, model and practice gratitude with them. There is a big difference between just telling them to be thankful for something and actually discussing it with them. And when we as adults highlight the importance of gratitude and focus on what the holidays are truly about, like connection, giving, and being present, rather than on material items, that then begins to shift the emphasis from spending to appreciating. By involving your middle schooler in holiday planning and budgeting, you're then teaching them not only about the value of money, but also about intentionality and about resourcefulness. These lessons will stick with them far beyond the holiday season and will help them not only as your kids now, but as adults for later. So I do hope that this helped. If you think it could help another mom or dad friend, be sure to share it with them and hit the subscribe and notification button so that you don't miss the next video. If you have any questions for the Consult a Counselor series, you can DM me on any platform at Counselor V De Jesus, or leave your question anonymously by hitting the link in the show notes. And remember, my friends, in a world where you are free to be anything that you want to be, you are always free to be mindful. Thanks so much, and catch you next time. Do you really know how to calm down when stress hits? Or maybe you're looking for ways to help your kids relax, but you're not sure where to start. These are common issues for my kid and mom clients. And after years of providing bits and pieces from other resources, I have finally created a comprehensive resource for my clients and for podcast listeners like you. This free resource provides you with 120 coping skills to navigate big feelings. This guide is filled with simple yet effective strategies to help you manage emotions and to help you find peace. And knowing that oftentimes a list just isn't enough, with your download, you'll also get access to a series of supportive videos which will guide you on how to use this resource and show you how to put these strategies into practice for everyday life. So are you ready to make that change? Click the link below to download your free guide. It's time to empower yourself and your children with the skills for a happier, healthier life.